back on. I don't know why that came off. Hopefully the people come back in. But to finish the story, I'm about to just finish the story, man, because that was weird. My phone is at like 30%. Anyways, y'all heard what I most recently said in that video. What I most recently said in my last video was I invited the energy without even realizing it. I was preparing myself for that moment without even realizing it, which was I had to change. So if you coming back, I'm finishing right from where I left off. So watch. If you've never seen part one of my one night stand with a reptilian, check that out. That's part one of that, and then make it here to the uncut. So up to that point in my life, I had never thought that a black person could really be that much different than me. But I contradicted myself because when I had my experience with my ancestors, these were not humans and they were melanated. So I don't know why I thought just I was like, bruh, she can't be reptilian, bruh. I was like, she can't be. There's no way I thought I would have took home a woman that was reptilian without knowing. And I thought because of her beautiful skin tone and how her features was, that this was just some fine woman I was getting to know. And she was a very fine woman, but this woman was. Well, let me get to what she taught me that night. This woman, she's of an ancient. She was of an ancient. Look, this is the shit that TikTok isn't getting. This is the shit that other platforms ain't getting and everything. This woman, she was reptilian. She was black. I thought because I heard from videos and other people's information that reptilians couldn't be black for whatever reason. Like how they got pineal glands, they humanoid, but they could not be of melanated descent because you can't penetrate or manipulate melanin as easily. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. And there's different types of reptilians, just like there's different types of people and birds and species. So this particular type, being that they are melanated people, melanated ancients, women or uh, female, humanoid female reptilian race. And she was willing to exchange that sexual encounter with me because she thought that that was what I was signing up to do, to like bring that life in with her. And that shit was crazy because I wasn't all the way. I wasn't when it got to the point. I was not. And she shared with me a little about my role and how I'm looked at and how I'm viewed in other dimensions of time, meaning like basically the future or just other dimensions of time. My role and the person I play here. She wasn't telling me that because I kind of already knew. But she was just letting me know like she was more than aware of who I was beyond parties, because that's what all I was doing at that point. And she was explaining characteristics and features about me that wasn't even happening yet. Some still haven't. One has happened, but I'll share that later on in the future when I'm completely sure and I got that feature to show you guys that ability. Um, yeah, she was very in tune with that serpent energy, and this is when I learned about Kundalini energy and magic. A magician would be a light name to even call her because she still was what she was. She was a serpent, and she was going to have sexual ritual with me to physically show me what unlocking my body and Kundalini energy was. At this time, I had no idea what any of that shit meant or cared what it meant. I was just kind of like, hell nah, that don't sound nah. And reptilian was reptilian to me. When I was at this age, when I was 21, reptilian meant somebody who eats people or eats other things, takes advantage and slaughters and creates chaos. My mind was kind of closed. That's where I'm at right now. Like, I don't just do the hypnotic code thing and think, or I don't look at somebody's aura field and go, because I don't see a vortex, something's wrong with you. I take in different things to accountability now. And this being, even though, like, all right, so when I calmed down, we had this conversation with the door closed, may I add. And when I wanted her to leave, after I relaxed from trying to get her to leave, she was just kind of letting me know, like, you don't think that you're ready for me to open this door yet. And when she told me that, she was damn right. I was not ready. And I immediately chilled out on asking her to open that door because shit, I. Mm-hmm. She told me. She told me about her kind. And that's when I had to take a seat back because I thought I was the man and knew this and that. And I learned, bro, reptilians versus human ain't even the game. That ain't even. We on a whole other playing field right now. We just now starting to see the cloaks. We just now starting to see all the things that have been taking advantage of us. But this woman, and she's not the only of her kind. Like I said, this is something that she was a part of. Her family, the women in her family can do this shit. And in Africa, they got shapeshifters too. And this is in your culture. So this isn't even completely separate from you. There's not like a humans can't do this thing type of thing. Like, there was women falling out of the sky in Africa from shapeshifting from being birds. I'm gonna try to find the details to that information again, because me and my mom used to figure out about this stuff, and we used to be like so amazed and praying for them because they was under attack by the government when all those birds was dropping up out the sky and those dolphins and was dying and shit like that. Like, that was a attack. That was an attack. I don't want to just say it was the government, but that was your ancestors being attacked when them birds was falling out the sky. Some of them birds was falling out the sky and turning into a big pile of bones and women of a woman, and a big ass truck would come and pick her up, and whoever just so happened was able to have a phone and catch that shit caught it. And this would just be in rural areas in Africa, and I would know, and I would be seeing that shit like, what the fuck. But anyways, um, she wanted to help me unlock my serpent energy because she knew that I was going to be very, very inclined with it, and I'm going to be doing a couple of things with it. And now we're here in my journey right now. Um, I'm I know some magic tricks when it comes to the serpent energy, but to the degree of what she was trying to show me, I was kind of scared to figure out. Did I physically have sex with her? No. Did she still want to? Yes. Did she try to persuade me? It wasn't a persuasion thing because she already read my intention at that point. But did she still, I don't even want to say make love to me. Did we still experience something non-physical? Yes. 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 I'm just gonna let it out in this video. We did. We did. I I experienced my first orgasm without busting a nut. It wasn't physical, but it was very much the same energy and same experience. It was way more intense though, being in the head. And this, we all got access to actually do this with one another. Like, you can have sex mentally with someone, you can tap in with them, and y'all can become intimate. That experience is vast, like great beyond some sexual erosions, physical erosions that you may have as a man. Um, but yeah, like, she admitted to being who she was. I just didn't know my mindset of reptilian was very small when I learned what she was. So to answer any questions, maybe if they ever come up, there is such thing as a black reptilian humanoid race. They're the ancients. They've been here a mighty, mighty long time. And it's to the point where it's like we're very, very infiltrated within one another. Uh, Other things about what what was discussed. I was right. I was spot on about the energy thing. Trying to go into a scenario with a different race being or like being of light, and you trying to go into it with anger, and you trying to go into it with violence, it probably won't end in your favor. They avoid those situations though. They avoid those situations because they have governments usually watching them. Like, it's almost like Man in Black. Like, that's slick, almost how it is. But they got more wiggle room. It's a lot more chaos. A lot of things can be done. But sheesh, y'all got any questions? Let me answer some questions because I really want y'all to understand what I just said. Like, this woman that was sitting in my bathroom, I exposed her, but then she told me about my life. And I guess I felt like she was telling me that so that she could say, yeah, so you feel me? Let's get together. Let's do this shit. You are who you are, and I am who I say I am. And I was just like, oh hell no, like oh, I'm not going. Was she tall? Nah, she wasn't tall at all. Very, very short. Which confusing me because I thought like reptilian beings had to be like 8 foot, but there's different species. There's many species of beings, and it's like human. It's like human. Like, some of us humans, or some of y'all are like 5'8" men, men species, 5'8" humans to 6'9". So they average in like that as well, and then they have like is it an anarchy or hierarchy? Um, there's different type of reptilian. There's the ancient reptilians who are kind of like from here, who have already been infiltrated and like really kind of working along with this planet, whatever their real intentions is. I'm not even sure. And then there's other galaxy reptilians that come here and just kind of take advantage for the corruption and to enjoy this playground like they want. The ones that have been here though, they are able to take the melanin form. And I've always thought that these were hybrids. As a kid, I thought, or not as a kid, but as I was learning this information, I thought, oh, you can be black and have reptilian in you because one of your parents can be a reptilian, your other one can just be a black person. That's what I thought. I was very ignorant, but no, you can very much be a reptilian, just be black. It's just not what we was always told about the reptilians as eating flesh and squirmy stuff like that. And reptilian isn't the only thing out here. Like, I don't want y'all to think like that's your main focus. Like, you need to bump into a reptilian or there's just reptilians out here. We have a lot of shit out here. Like, that 144,000, that just might be true to how many actual humans is walking around. Because we got a lot of other shit walking around here. But it's quite normal to us now. It's so normal to us right now. Like, you could, you could tell. I can teach you. I can show you. I can help you feel it, how to tell. But I'm saying, like, you'd be surprised how often you've met somebody or you've been cool with somebody at work, or you feel me, the mailman, um, your supervisor, um, big store owner, a tech company owner. You feel me, or people in position. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, just think about all the different. The Draconians and the subterranean, Terry. Yeah, and Draconian, I used to speak on them and shit. Nah, I don't get that my energy anymore. Like, I used to really get caught up in this, and you can't get that shit your energy completely. You just can't because it's energy. The game is energy. Learn to create and manipulate and harness your energy, or something else will, or something else will. But my one night stand with a reptilian ended with this woman giving me some insight on some things that I'm going to be a part of bringing into Earth. And a part of my mission is integrating and getting the human consciousness prepared for the reality of other light beings walking among us. Hypnotic couple, talk about the hypnotic code. All right, so what you do? I think Earth is hollow. Mm, there's definitely some stuff. There's definitely some stuff in there. Definitely colonizations, whole cities and civilizations and all of that type of stuff. Like, there's definitely other stuff going on in there. There's ocean in there. Like, there's all type of stuff. So I can't say what it really is, but I know that there's life. Talk about the hypnotic code. All right, so the hypnotic code is basically an ending of contracts. I mean, we come to Earth, we got contracts, and some of these contracts or contracts on our abilities, like you coming to Earth and forgetting who you are, that was a contract. You made an agreement or a contract to come here and forget. Um, Along with forgetting, there's other contracts that have possibly been made with you. Um, I believe that we fall for these contracts due to the ignorance of our parents, but in between the ages of us being born and 7 years old, because we see when we are at those ages, but we look to them to lead us through it naturally, and they don't because they caught up in bills or they caught up in A B C D E F G, or go to school, or you feel me, they helping flash the programs in front of you. They helping feeding you the programs unknowingly, because they grandparents and their parents did it to them. It's like an ongoing process of being cattle. You know, if you and your mom are cattle and both of y'all at the chop shop, but all your mom ever knew to do was to lick you when you came out her womb, and tell you to eat grass and wait in line, then yeah, you just fed yourself and you plumped up and you waited in the slaughter line. Like, you don't know She didn't tell you how to get out because she didn't know how to get out. So that's that. But you can break the hypnotic code if you like. Just try that with an open mind. Try that with an open mind and a good place in your heart, because you may possibly meet somebody who is who is there with you that actually wants to communicate and share an experience. For instance, like one of the experiences I had was quite negative, and then that's when I learned like how invasive it was. She that night, she let me know how invasive that was. She was just kind of like, you do get the scenarios that you put, you do get the type of situation you create and that you put each other in when you do that, right? And I was just kind of like, my part was, well, why is the veil even there? Why are you able to shift in front of me? Why are you hiding? So I wasn't hearing that then. But now, my maturity is different. I've seen some things similar to that. I've seen something a little more raw than that as well. So I feel like if you come to me with true and genuine intentions, we can speak on terms. Like I've spoken with different type of beings, and I felt like if she was fucking with me, she could have just let me know from the gate. But she was trying to imply that I already knew, and I was just kind of like, hell nah, hell nah, no, I ain't know, no. How to become spiritual? You become spirit. That's a simple question. That's a simple answer. You become spiritual by closing out everything that's beyond this right here. Everything that's beyond yourself, close it out, put it on the back burner, and go within. Create your robot. Listen to yourself. It's gonna talk. When you quiet the mind and you put yourself in a position to listen, yo, I don't want to say higher up, but your car will listen. It's gonna go. Oh, what? You ready now? You ready, motherfucker? You ready? You ready for this journey? Okay. Boom. And it's just gonna start hitting you with shit. You gonna start meeting different people who got answers to questions that you asked last night. Stuff gonna pop up on TV. TV might come on and talk about something you ain't even turned the TV on. You're gonna start seeing the synchronicities and the numbers, the geometric codes and things of that nature. The trees, when the wind from the trees is going, you hear answers. Dude, like, oh man, it's such a beautiful thing to know that you are really connected, and everything is like almost of aid to you. So that's how you become spiritual. You go within. You don't watch a whole bunch of videos and do it how they do it. You heal self. I didn't even know I didn't even know what shadow work was until I heard the phrase on TikTok. But I was doing shadow work. You feel me? I was doing shadow work. Like a lot of the things that y'all consider spiritual, I was just doing this shit in my life. I didn't know what to call it. I wasn't hip up the terminology. I wasn't sharing this with millions of people over social media. This was just my experience. And that's cool that I was on the path even without knowing, but it's also like for people who now know, who on the path and they know, they give themselves a harder time because they just like, what do I need to do? And it's kind of like, bro, like, first of all, you're making a mistake by asking me, because I am not your spiritual journey. I am experiencing mine, and you are a fragment of my Imagination, I literally manifested you here, and you literally manifested me here. One of us is gonna play the role of the sub role character. Right. If you gonna be in your movie, you might as well direct that shit. Experiences, how to be experiences with ghosts or like shadow people. Uh, when I was young, I thought it was experiencing ghosts, especially if somebody died. Like, I remember one time, my mom's grandpa, we went to his funeral, and um, a balloon that we had that I beat up. I used to beat up balloons. Like, literally used to hit them against the ground, punch them against the ground. This balloon was losing all the helium. It floated up, and it turned to the I love you side to my mom when she was crying. And that was freaky to everybody, but I was only freaked out because they was freaked out. So, but shadow people, I don't know if I could just call them shadow people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause we give shit names, and it's not. It don't even necessarily need to be that name. That doesn't mean it wasn't real or the experience didn't happen. It just means like it wasn't what we thought it was. It wasn't what we thought it was. Like, bruh, cause I was like 7 years old, 9 years old for me. 7, 7, 9. 7, 9, 13, and 18 was some intense years for me, experience wise. Like, extraterrestrial, if you want to call it extraterrestrial experiences, but extraterrestrial to me out of this terrestrial. Some of the things that was happening sometimes is from things that are already here. Interterrestrial, these things come from inner space. They come from inner space. We talk about outer space. Who's talking about inner space? You know? Who's talking about these other mystical beings that we're seeing more often of? And it's like, bruh, they're there. Like these mermaids and shit. Like, come on, bro. This ain't new. They've been there. Now that we're seeing them more often, where's the knowledge on them? Where's the experience and where's the knowledge on them? Because that, this about to start popping up a lot more. You know. Mm. Religion is a culture of people that believe in the same thing with different deities and practice same message to me. Okay, okay, okay. When people type cult, I always say culture because literally folks don't know what cult mean. Cult does not mean like cult just mean culture. I'm gonna tell you what it means. Cult is short for culture. So anytime you hear somebody say cult, the word means culture. It doesn't mean white hoods burning candles in the street outside somebody's house all moving up with a spooky face. It don't mean that. It means whatever that culture got going on. Also name, like name is nature. So I stopped calling shit demons all the time and reptilians all the time when I learned everything that has a name has a nature. And everything that has a nature has a name. So if you calling something a demon, it's not even a demon. It may be this or I may be that. And it may operate under different grounds, but because you thought it was a demon, you thought it was something between like angels and demons and God and devil. You thought it was that. You starting off the experience or the encounter on the foot of lack, not even empowered because you thinking that this is you thinking whatever you dealing with is something between God and the devil, and it's like, no, this is it and you. What you gonna do about it? How y'all gonna move? Like, some of y'all think y'all want to mess with the hypnotic code. All right, get gang stalked. How you gonna move when you get gang stalked? That shit is mad awkward, and it has you rattled. It have you rattled up. It have your skin going. It have you in fight or flight mode. How are you gonna move? Are you in that? Are you in that type of control of your body and of your thoughts and of your intentions? If you are, go for it. Hey, I went for it. I was a knucklehead. I was gonna go for it for the experience to share anyways. So I don't tell people. I can't tell you what 111 means because it doesn't mean 111 doesn't mean anything to me. But to you, what does 111 mean? For instance, when you see it, are you always making? Are you? Is that confirming a thought for you? When you see it, do you think of something in particular already? What state of mind are you in when you normally see that 111? You know, or what's happening around you when you notice it? How many times a day are you seeing it? You know that 111. That's something for you to break down. My number was 33 during the crack of my egg when I was just like, bruh, I'm out here. Was 33. Seeing the number 33. I seen the number 33 hundreds of times a day. It was just like once I became aware of it, it was a wrap. And then 11, and then 1133, and then 777. And people, they think that they think that the seven, they think that the sign that Hitler and them used was something negative, but that was just really the sign of being whole, a whole man. And the numbers and how the numbers apply to angles and geometry and other things of that nature, and learning about sound and how we use sound as spells, and how sound can levitate boulders, how sound can heal the body, how you can use sound to manipulate somebody and control them almost even, and predict. You can use sound to predict what is happening in the matrix and almost kind of mold it to your song. I was learning about this and I went, damn, the power of the mouth is something. This is why people had to wear muzzles back in the day. Because if you was interesting. And this is when I was 16. No, I was 15 when I started seeing the 33 at the time. I was 15. So, damn, that was 10 years ago. It's a 10-year reunion, 11-year reunion. This is a solid year for me. You was born in religion. How you break out of it, bro? That is your journey. TJ, that is your journey. Or excuse me, that's not. You are breaking out, just seeking information right now. To me, I believe the part they've been showing us. Okay, got it. Uh, sheesh. Do y'all have any more questions or anything? Or do you have any questions? We can get into anything. Or I can get into more details of the story. Like you could ask me whatever in particular about that one night stand situation. Eventually I ended up falling asleep. My cat was at my feet. I'm at the end of my bed. She still hadn't came out. And she left like, I want to say maybe 2, maybe 3 hours after that. She just left. She just left. Like, she just left. I don't even remember closing the door. I don't remember getting up and locking the door. That is what I should think about. What happened? How did she leave? How did she leave? What happened after we had that conversation? I know I was extremely tired. I was exhausted. I was exhausted. I was confused. I was still kind of scared, but not scared in a fearful way. Just kind of like shook. I was in shock, not scared. I was in shock still. And all I know is I had this ride or die ass cat by my bed who just like was not going for me being alone. And she was in my bathroom with that light on for hours, like hours. Um, I didn't even physically see her anymore. Like, I don't remember finally opening up that door or seeing her open up the door and saying, I have to go, bye, or hey, this is what it is, or you feel me? That didn't even happen, which is so freaking weird. Like, I'm finally able to explain the piece to the puzzle that you can have melanin and be different. I don't even want to just say reptilian. You can have melanin and be different. We do have shapeshifters though, shapeshifters, and this part of Florida, I believe is common. I believe it's common in Florida. Some Floridians may be able to contest to this, but they got some people who are into the serpent energy and the 33rd vertebrae and going, and they got real serpents in Florida, serpent people in Florida. I would just say that. I always wanted to say call them hybrids, but I'm just gonna say what they are. They're serpent people. The, they're a reptilian race, and these are people. But what else would y'all would like to discuss while we on here? Cause this is unfiltered. This ain't TikTok live. I can drop it how I want to drop it. Yeah, that was that experience. It showed me something. It showed me that I need to put up or shut up. One, like you be talking about what you think you gonna do when you on your spiritual journey. Be talking. You think some sage. You think some sage gonna stop another physical being from doing whatever they think they about to do? You got a better chance with using your bare hands. A piece of sage is not about to stop an insectoid and a humanoid in the little skin suit. And this ain't Man in Black, so hopefully you ain't dealing with that. But you get my drift, cause that was not a joke. An insectoid is not gonna stop because you got a stick of sage, or you got some salt up under your door. So that's when I learned like some of the things that I was practicing really truly wasn't serving me, not protection. And her intent wasn't to hurt me during that experience. You think part one got taken down? Mm-hmm. I don't even know what to say, man. Like, I'm proud I still shared this with y'all though, because whoever received it received it. I'm gonna see it like that. What do I think about astral projection? What about astral projection? Astral projection to me is I'm not that much experienced in the whole going to sleep, consciously going to sleep, seeing myself leave my body, going through the roof. That's not like a common thing for me. I'm either in those realms taking care of business, or I'm here. When I was younger, I didn't always like some of the dreams that I would come and deal with, help people in. I used to have dreams where I was playing a real ass Superman, and the dreams just was intense, and these was real people. And anyways, I did not want to remember those dreams when I woke up because I still had to go to school that morning, deal with other humans, um, SATs, being hungry, being hungry, only eating a school meal. You feel me? Surviving in the crazy rough neighborhood. I was that. What was going on in the spiritual and the non-physical world for me, or not physical for in this reality, was overwhelming for me. So I went through phases where I would try to block out my dreams, and I would put myself under spells and chants so that I could not remember my dreams, because my dreams were becoming invasive to a point where my dreams were affecting my regular reality. And we took care of that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now we at a point of consciousness where your dreams is the game changer. This being woke stuff, you're not woke unless you're not woke unless you're awake in your dreams. You need to learn how to wake in the dream world. That's the cheat code, homie. Because there's things going on in them other worlds that you need to tend to. And this one is only real as your imagination takes it. I'm telling you, it's only as real as your imagination takes. That's why I tell you, the mind can do anything. Yeah, you can believe in stuff about eating good and vibrate. You can do everything else in the book that's healthy for you. But if you believe with the mind and you strong with that belief and you live it, that's beyond any of that. You know, can't nobody tell you Jesus walked on water because he was vegan. He wasn't. And even if he was, that wasn't what did it. So you want to get them, you want to tap into your superpowers, tap into your spiritual world, your sleep world. How do you get to those realms? Besides sleeping, you can try to do it while you're here. I'll tell you what. There's so many. There's not a category. There's not a category. Like there's so many realms while you're asleep to be in. There's so many realms while you're consciously awake right now to be in. We're moving through them right now. And where you're vibrating right now, where your energy is vibrating, is pretty much determining how easy it is for you to flow through that dimension and that density. Uh, so how can you consciously try to do that? Pay attention to quantum jumping. Quantum jumping is very important. Um, this is the perfect time to talk about it. Quantum jumping is it. Quantum jumping is when your consciousness in this from right now is able to quantum jump into another physical reality. And this other physical reality, I may not even have. in another physical reality, I may not have earrings on. I may quantum jump to a reality where I'm still talking about this topic and I'm still on live, but I notice my earrings ain't on no more. And I go there and I go, and all the people look at me like, why he looking like that? And I go, I ain't got no earrings on. And they go, okay. And I'm like, I just came. Like shit like that happens. So if you able to catch those times when you quantum jump, and it ain't always that big, it can be something minor. Uh, what I do is I look in the mirror often. I don't. We shouldn't depend on the mirror. I'm gonna find another way, but I look in the mirror. I'm able to see. I know when I quantum jump. I physically look different. My whole face physically looks different when I quantum jump. And I used to think when I wasn't looking so attractive, like anytime I quantum jump to a realm when I wasn't feeling or looking attractive, that I was in a lower state of vibration and a reality in a realm where it was more negative. But that wasn't proven by me. I haven't proven that for myself yet. But I look in the mirror every morning to see what type to get an idea of what type of realm I'm in. I'm not about to gas it, but my younger man would have thought I'm in a more positive realm today, right now. Right now, the right now me, I'm just judging it from the experience that I create, not from how I look. Have you mastered being awake in your in the dream world? No, and that's something I'm working on right now. So that's something that I can work on with y'all, cause I'm not about to sit here like I'm Master Roshi. I gotta work on that. Uh, I disconnected myself from my dreams for quite a long time. So now that I'm more aware of I need to get back connected to the dream world and tap into these abilities. Yeah, I need to start. I'm learning to consciously be aware in these dreams. But does consciously aware mean you're aware you're in a dream, or does consciously aware mean you bring all of your ego and your knowledge and your information from this realm and you take it to that one? Because technically, in that realm is very much real. It's just without the knowledge of you going to sleep. It's like, but I still would like to know. Cause you ever been in the gym and you running from something, but you moving slow motion? It's like you getting away, but you just still trying too hard. Bruh, no, I don't run anymore. I need to immediately become aware of what's going on and go, okay. Nah, come here. Keep running toward me. I got something for you. Mack truck the locks. I got something for you, man. Do we jump without knowing all the time? Yes. Yes. You're we are quantum computers ourselves. Like we are computers, y'all. This is how deep it is, y'all. People sit my mom and sister, they used to sit on the computer and download a game called Sims. They used to sit and play those games and build and develop those characters for hours a day. Meanwhile, something is doing that to us right now. They didn't even realize that they was playing God for other simulations. Because that's what sim stand for, right? Simulation. They didn't even realize that they was playing God for another simulation without being God for themselves in this one. And that freaked me out as a kid. I knew that. I just didn't know how to explain it. I'll just be like, why do y'all play games? Or why do y'all play Sims? And I figured out like they would be very intrigued to see the emotion of these characters and to see their lives developing, but like they wasn't in control of their own environment. So I say that to say like there's quantum computers and then there's you. You are a quantum computer. You are constantly creating, and we're in this big computer. That's the only way that this could be a matrix, is to come to the understanding and agreement that it is. We are in a computer right now. This whatever you want to call it. This is a generator. This is a game. There's cheat codes to this. your phone is like, your body is like an iPhone. There's certain things that you can press on it that that keep other things from happening. There's, sheesh, we're always quantumly jumping, and sometimes we do it as a collective. Sometimes we jump as a collective, and then you realize the little girl from the Wendy's commercial had pigtails instead of braids, and you like, what the fuck? I swear to God, she had braids for 20 years. I ate Wendy's for 20 years. I know that girl had braids. Yeah, she did have braids. In the realm that you was in, that was another dimension. That was very much real. All of us remember her having braids. In this dimension, she doesn't have braids. She has pigtails. They can show you a picture from the 90s. It's gonna be her with pigtails because in this dimension, this is what happened. Now, instead of freaking out about the difference, figure out what dimension you in and how can you manipulate and move through it to best fit your life. What do I think happens after death? I don't know. I love being able to admit that. When I can, I will gladly. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it though. I don't think it's about to be like on that movie. Damn, this movie that explains time perfectly. I made a TikTok about it too. Um, sheesh. Anyways, this Asian woman, she was like a revolutionary because she got tired of being disrespected by the clients and the consumers, and the clients was like they bosses, and really they was working their whole lives just for a piece of just to earn a piece of freedom, just to learn that when they earned their freedom they was being killed and being refed to each other so they could eat all over again. That was earthed all in that one little scenario because they have McDonald's for you guys. But I don't think that that's the case. Like when it's over, it's like, oh, instead of you going to this illusion land, we just gonna grind you up and feed you to the humans. Like it's kind of like that, but it's not that. Like the soul, the ka, the thing beyond this spirit, the thing that goes. What happens to that when I leave? Um, I believe that that's kind of like personal now to whatever you believe. I know if you truly believe that you may go to hell, you may experience some form of hell before experiencing something different. So keep your love clear. Keep your love clear and know that your belief system is only a only a box for yourself. Your belief system is not a box for me, and my belief system is damn sure not a box for you. So however you feel like you going out, if you okay with those terms and conditions, rock out with your cock out. I don't care if you Christian. I don't care if you Buddhist. I don't care if you Abaganiist. I don't care what you practice, you know? Like if you really believe that shit, rock out with your cock out. Like that. Um but that's a good question. I don't I don't know what's to happen. And if I shared it with you, it would just be my experience. So I wouldn't even be saying that I think that that's gonna happen for us. Sometimes we talked about, being unplugged. Some people get the chip pulled out the back of their 33rd vertebrae and shit, and they just like they go to a different game, a different simulation, a different Sims game. Some people get tired of the game overall and just want to know what the fuck is going on. Some people don't. They signed up for this and they don't want to know what's beyond the simulation. Playing the simulation is easier to fathom and grow and develop in than to know what's happening beyond who's moving the checker pieces. Are you ready to know? Knowing that we're in a simulation makes me wonder if the sky is a hologram. It is. Come on. We know this. We know it's a dome. I think it's a dome over the top of this motherfucker. For real. Hunger Games was a line when she shot that arrow up there when you seen them little hexagons and things reflecting. Come on, bruh. Something fishy going on up there. Mandela effect, yeah. See, they call it Mandela effect, but I call it quantum jumping. But yeah, Mandela effect is when you become aware of the change. Quantum jump is what happened for you to become aware of the change. And you can use it for your great benefit too, because I call that a paradigm shift. I'm gonna post a series on here on YouTube because I already did the series on TikTok, how to physically prepare for your paradigm shift. And this is how to physically quantum jump into a realm where you are who you want to be. You look the way you want to look, you feel the way you feel, and you are vibrating and being that person that you visualize to be. There's techniques to quantum jumping into places where you want to be. So you don't have to leave it all up to the wheel. You can roll your own dice and call it as you go. Boom. Yeah, that part. Figure it out, love. We'll figure it out. Cause if somebody come back and they tell you what they think it is and they seen it, they ain't gonna stop you anyways. We gonna go, oh, cool story. Let's put them on Maury to talk about it for 30 minutes. Let's put them on the Psychics TV show. Let's put them on New View or whatever these TV shows on where the bots and all the crazy entities is up on the screen and they projecting something. They go, hey, here's something interesting. This man said he experienced life after death. And then you just speaking from not even heaven's eyes. You're not even speaking from like truth completely. You're just speaking from your perspective of what you've seen and your experience, and then you saying that's for everybody else, and that's not really what it is. There's so many different scenarios. There's so many different type of games going on this one board. Like it's like playing checkers, but with multiple hands. Is there a difference between the soul and consciousness? So the consciousness is just the awareness of the soul. I feel the soul is that's that's the real deal. That's the something in me that can leave this. That's the thing that keeps when some of you guys have sleep paralysis. The soul is the thing that keeps other shit from coming into your body. When you have that sleep paralysis and you terrified because something in the corner of your room, that little sneaky motherfucker might have pulled up on you and even might have sniffed your hair, might even have came closer to touching you, but it didn't enter your body. Scared as you was, right? It didn't enter your body because your soul is already tethered to that body. It's already so the soul is like the strongest, one of the strongest things. It's God. It's like spoken law. Um, and then your consciousness is just the development and awareness of this soul having the experience. So unless you're just talking about consciousness, period. If you're just talking about consciousness is just I don't even think you're talking about subconsciousness and consciousness. You're not talking about like their type of you're talking about just consciousness, period, in general. You're talking about like just consciousness, Just simple consciousness, right? That is everything. That is everything. The soul isn't everything, though. The soul is very important, but it isn't everything. It isn't just consciousness. I believe that source is just consciousness, and it just is. It is. And it knows that it is. The soul is like a break off from consciousness and other things. It's not just consciousness breaking off from itself, but to simplify it, yeah. Because to be everything, you need to be everything. So, in order for this consciousness to fulfill its duty, it needs to be any and everything that ever is and was and is going to be. So, if we weren't souls, we would be whatever else there was to be, you know? Empty cedar, a bot, maybe. Uh, um, just any form of a vessel. But then again, I would love to say I don't know. My I really speak from my own downloads. I like to speak from my own downloads and my own experience. And I'm not just about to give you like no book word for word type shit because I don't roll like that. The people who put their shit in books, they just like me and you. Except they went out and they experienced something. And then they put it in the book for you to take the experience and run with it. That book is them living forever. They in God mode writing that book. That was like you live forever. You live for right now because they already gone doing what they doing in another realm or just they probably back here. But getting caught up in the teachings of everybody else, it's not leaving time for you to learn you. And that is what we need here on this planet. Are happening exactly at the same time? Yes, yes. But the same time doesn't even exist because time doesn't exist. So when we say time doesn't exist, we gotta break the whole illusion. What does same time even mean? But yeah, I do believe because I believe that I met the older me when I was young. The younger me ran into the older cool DMG, and it was beautiful. This being that I met was everything. I when I looked at it, I was like, damn, like I love this being. Like I love this whoever this is in front of me. This is God. Like this is somebody. This is something. This is everything. This is a lot of experience. And then I learned like that's me. That's me. I met the younger me. I talked to the younger me many a times now through breadcrumbs to him. I call this real shadow work. Quantum jump. Talk to the younger you. Help your younger you get over past life traumas. When you help the younger you get over past life traumas, you immediately change what's going on in your physical, in your present life right now. Yup. Breadcrumbs. Drop them breadcrumbs. As you continue to drop them breadcrumbs, the younger you, will build a relationship with future you that is healthy. Taking the advice because it's understanding the relationship. It knows what's going on. You know what's going on. Excuse me, not it. You know what's going on. Then you get to a point to where you've done that and you made this a normal custom for yourself. So if it's a normal custom, that mean at the present time you can take downloads and breadcrumbs from a future you, which I do. So the future me, because I've built the custom of talking to the past me, the future me talks to me right now. That's how it goes, like echo. Cause it's not even. Do y'all get that? Do y'all get that? This is how you get. This is how you get you on your side. This is how you. This is how you tap in and get that extra help. You get it from yourself. You get it from yourself. Now I get breadcrumbs from future me. I already know what this being looks like. How he sounds, how he moves, the things that he's gonna do. And now I'm just molding myself into that being. Step by step. And y'all can do that as well. Craziest thing I've ever seen. It's a good question. I don't even know what to call crazy. There's some things there's some things I will not talk about online. Just won't. For safety of whomever it may be. But yeah, I don't even know what crazy is. I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot. I don't even get what crazy. You talking about crazy outside of myself, or crazy experience, or just crazy of being there as a witness? What type of crazy? Seeing crazy things. What do you mean? Do you believe that all your lifetimes? Oh yeah, I already answered that. But yeah, to answer that, yeah, they are happening right now. Younger me, older me, and me right here are all existing. And there's moments in life where you may pass the older you, and you may not even know it. That's that real deal right there. Or here it is. Maybe a moment in time where you may meet your kids from the future. I know I met my youngins. They probably was my great grandkids. Probably was my great grandkids, but I know I met them youngins. I know I have. They followed me before. Time travelers is real. Like, these motherfuckers, they follow you. They follow you. They document you. And I think what it is it's like right now, some of us go, if we had access to time travel, who would you follow? You would follow all the people who was influential to you mentally, or whoever stimulated you or was projected to you. You would follow people like Tupac, right? Yeah, you would follow Tupac. You would follow Dr. King. You think just because you futuristic and because you following them, they don't know that you following them? The whole time they paranoid, like, motherfuckers really be following me. Yeah, they really following you. And it was time travelers. So it's time travelers right now following some of us. Some of us who gonna play these magnificent roles in the future, and your grandkids just wanna know who you is. Your great grandkids. Some of them ain't even got nothing to do with you. They might even be the government. The government following you just to get a track on you, just to get an idea of who you are and how you led up to being who you were. Um, how did I start talking about that? I don't know, but it's very much true. But anyways, if you tap in, you'll be able to catch these beautiful synchronicities where you may run into the future or past you. And it's beautiful. It's it's a moment that can't even be put into words. Like, in that moment, you don't even use words. You just have the experience. Craziest thing I've seen up close. This love, I'm gonna take. That's just gonna take it to a whole nother. That's gonna take it to a whole nother type of love. Um, which one? Hmm. I've seen my mom's car, placed down on the street while we were in it gently from the sky. Was saving that. That's a big banger story for the future. We didn't come from the sky. We was damn near taken in the sky and then placed back down. And that was one of the times that I experienced outer terrestrial, I would say, or my knowledge, they were different. And it terrified me for the first 16, 17 years of my life. Was it? I didn't know how to um, take that experience. And I'm the only one in the car that remembered it because my sister was present and my mom was present, and they did not experience. But you know, sometimes you can't experience everything with everybody. You gotta go through some of this shit yourself. Like for instance, when you have those moments where time literally freezes and you're there and you're present and everything's kind of going slow motion or not moving at all, and it's kind of like you feel that placement in between the reality you were just in and something being in a completely different one. It's like, and you know that slight feeling change, and you get a little cold. Oh man, yeah, that was one of the craziest things though. That experience ended up. I thought it was going to traumatize me, but it was it's beautiful, really, because I learned that there is love, and God is a creator of many loves, many hates as well, but many loves and many strengths. And you gotta know that something's looking out for you. If you don't believe it's yourself, then know that something is looking out for you. And that was like confirmation that hey, Big Wigs got my back, got my back. Um, yeah, I can't wait to share that story one day with y'all. I'm gonna do a live specifically for that story though. Probably gonna share. I wanted to share that like on a TV show or like somebody's podcast with some people who can dissect me with some great questions. But yeah, that was probably the craziest thing. My mom's car, being in my mom's car and having it being placed down by something, going back onto the street, and then everybody snapping into reality like nothing happened, and me seeing everything from the moment when everything froze to when it unfroze and everybody was moving and the horns was beeping and people was riding past the accidents and yeah. Since she going to another realm, I feel you. Appreciate you for coming in here, goddess. Most deaf. Shout out to all of y'all that have joined me. Y'all can always reach out to me and ask anything or just say what y'all want to say. But I think that this is about to be a night for me too. So yeah, I'm definitely trying to wrap this up. Um, Stay tuned for my next video. I'm dropping another video this week as well, and we gonna make this a weekly thing. I'm gonna just start sharing some gems with y'all. not gonna really put too much in one segment. Just give you little breadcrumbs, you know, like they get dropped in me. And remember to trust your own downloads because you got the power just like I do. Uh, this has been an amazing release, and I look forward to talking with y'all again. Peace.